Welcome back to My Hero Academia Anime Review, special number 52. This is reviewing the 259th chapter of the manga, Quiet Beginning. We have this wonderful cover image. I think from what I can tell, it's someone coming home. I think this might be... Actually, I can't tell who it is. It's somebody coming home from work, whatever. Then we see Mataru Soroka. Yeah, this guy. The guy who I'll get to who he really is at the end of the review. Yeah, founder of the hospital and chairman of the board. Yep, see him. Was partnerships. And then heroes show up at his hospital. Yep, they're here looking for him. So they get inside. And, talk about the Nemu. And then we see a bunch of superheroes. In this image, I can see Fat Gum, Gang Orca. I think that's Hawks. Mount Lady. I don't remember. I think it's Cubus, I think his name is. Midnight. Miss Joke, I see in this image. Yes, this massive assembly of heroes. Let's see if I can find anybody else here. I see a chainsaw guy. I heard this guy's a reference to like a character from the Chainsaw Man series. No, I've never read it. And yeah, there's a bunch of our heroes. A lot of them I don't recognize. Yeah. So, they're all basically out there, and then we see the Mushroom Hero. Yep, so they're here looking for this guy. And she basically calls Midnight Sensei, probably because she's a student of hers. And then we see the Class A students, where basically, the Electric, I don't remember this guy's name. Then we see Red Riot just standing there with the laser guy. Yep, everybody just basically, this great two-page spread of like most of the heroes in this page. I see the Grass Lady. I think she's from Class B. I don't remember this woman's name. I see Momo. I see Tail, Pinky, Earjack, Pop Off. Red Riot's kind of hard from Class 1B. Tape. The guy with multiple mouths. Yep. And we see President Mike. Endeavor, of course. Endeavor's in a lot of this chapter. It's like, was it him? It's like, classify, okay. So he marches in. Of course, Endeavor, of course, Eraser there is too. Because why not? Here we go. Let's talk about Hawks. And then we see the city, basically downtown. Everything's like perfectly normal. And then we see a villain show up, like, you backstabbing liberation nut. And then we see Burnout with the members of Class 1A. And on this page, I see Froppy, I see Otaku, Nizgo, Deku, Shudo, Bakudo. Yeah. Oh, and Jenny's in this page too. Let's see. And I'm basically Suzumi, so I can recognize. I see the Sugar Man. And no, that's not Sugar Man Marvel Comics. It's basically Sugar Man. It's his hero name. So they all go basically their science sector. Basically Endeavor just marching with a bunch of heroes. And then he confronts basically the chairman, just walking through. Yeah, this guy's actually quirkless. Oh, the man behind the Nemu and One for Hall's right hand man, the Devil's minion. You're finished. He's like what? Yeah, and that's the chapter for you. It's a pretty quick chapter, but it's interesting though that Endeavor gets a lot of the dialogue this whole chapter. It's interesting, though, that basically he's been sort of redeemed ever since he's been slowly, ever since his own self-titled arc that he had briefly for a few months. He's been much better of a character, in my opinion. This chapter's good, but more, it's progressing forward this particular arc. Yeah, this is just basically the next step. Like, okay, time to go in. And it seemed like, though, this chapter is moving a bit slow. Yes. I mean, we see the guy who is basically the scientist guy behind Nemu. You see him briefly at the beginning for like one panel. Like, there's conversation about him beginning, first couple pages, and it jumps right to the heroes. And we see, aside from him, like one other villain this whole chapter. And it's a guy who appears for 2 panels. Yep, and then we see this guy again at the end of the freaking chapter. So it turns out that his pseudonym he used for the League of Villains, yeah, that was actually an alias. This is actually his real name. Apparently he's a guy in charge of a hospital, and he's quirkless. Interesting. Aside from that revelation, it just felt as though with this chapter we didn't get much progression, and it seemed like a lot of the known heroes, for having a lot of dialogue in the series. This chapter, apparently Endeavor got all the dialogue. Him and Burnout, yeah, those two got pretty much almost all the dialogue this whole chapter, which I'm thinking that's a little weird. Even Deku, who appears for like one panel this whole chapter. Froppy appears for a panel. Even Bakudo. Like, the characters who are generally focused this series, and they're there for like one freaking panel. Even Momo appears for like one panel. I think this is kind of dumb for the chapter to do. That's my only negative, is that the characters who are generally focused this series, like the main focus characters, Class 1A, and none of them get dialogue. None of them do, which I'm thinking, I think one person does, and that's the Electric Guy. That's it. Yeah, still a good chapter. We get one step. It seems like though we're stepping one step forward this chapter with this particular arc. Yeah, that's what it seems as though for this one. It feels, even though it's only 17 pages, it feels really short. Yeah. So I get this chapter roughly a 8.5 out of 10. Yeah. But not much else to say about this particular chapter. So yeah, that's it for this particular review. My next review will be a comic corner. Yep, it'll be a one Marvel trade and one DC trade. Okay, see you next review. Bye.